What's happening, everybody? Brett Mix here for Mixer Madness. This is the Monday Night Wars WCW side, week 58, November the 25th, 1996. This is the 63rd episode of Nitro, but the 58th week they've gone head-to-head with WWF. Nitro beats Raw for the 22nd week in a row. The scores were 3.1 for Nitro, 2.1 for Raw. Through 58 weeks now, Nitro has 39 wins to WWF's 17 wins and 2 draws. So overall win-loss draw, they are 39-17-2. Great record for them. This is the Nitro with the 3.1 rating from November the 25th, 1996. Pyro all over the Win Kimco Civic Center in Salisbury, Maryland. Live on TNT the night after World War III, 1996. Regularly for the first hour, it's the living legend Larry Zbyszko with Tony Schiavone as play-by-play. Mike Tenay joins them in the second half, usually with Bischoff. They usually do it, but with Bischoff's latest role in the nWo, Tony Schiavone gets both hours with Heenan and Tenay joining him in the second hour, but he gets Zbyszko in the first. But Schiavone takes over both hours now that Bischoff's a part of the nWo. The show begins with them talking about Bischoff being part of the nWo. They talk about World War III last night with the Giant winning the World War III 60-man Battle Royal. He eliminated Lex Luger last and the Giants in the nWo, but so was the world title. So that's a little bit of a conflict right there. And the match of the decade has been signed, Piper and Hogan. And the tournament for the Giants' U.S. titles, the Giant is just holding the U.S. title, but there's a tournament for it, so there's a lot of things they get to, the commentators. And they open Nitro with the tournament match. Quarterfinal, Lex Luger versus Arn Anderson. The two have been in a feud, and they meet in the tournament. How about that? That's just a random drawing, I'm sure. Luger, as said, almost won World War III. He made it to the final two before Giant eliminated him. We'll review World War III when I get to it. Usually, whenever I upload the shows, that's when I get to the pay-per-view right beside them. Fans chant for Luger, and Arn has a waist taped up. Arn had problems tying up with Lex as far as power goes, as Lex outmuscles the Enforcer. Luger working over an injured shoulder and goes arm first. Luger knows that Double A is a southpaw, so he torques the left arm and takes away the left power from the left arm. That's very smart. Plus, it takes away Arn's two offensive moves, the DDT and the Spinebuster, when you work over the left shoulder. Plus, he's a southpaw, so he punches with his left hand. So he's neutralizing Arn that way, the potential of his offense. Methodical approach from the fan favorite Lex. Usually, it's the heel with the methodical approach. Arn backs up Luger into the ropes with a high knee. Luger ducks Arn and then ribs, and he kicks more. Elbow drop to Arn. Luger and Anderson exchange kicks. Back from a commercial break. Arn's got a sleeper hold, but Luger battles back. Arn off the top with a catapult, catching Luger but on the bottom rope, clotheslining Lariat with his throat against the rope, just swinging him backwards on the bottom rope, neck first. Anderson in pain. Luger rolls Arn back in the ring. A hard Irish whip. Lex then goes for a vertical suplex and then signals for the rack. Arn rakes the face of Luger, and then they go to the outside. Giant gets on the microphone from the staging area, or for the concourse area up the stairs, and the Giant says, "You guys are just playing for my title. It's mine, but whoever wins this tournament, I'll give a chance to." Obviously, that's not official, but that's what the Giant says. Luger slams Arn, and then they go to the outside of the ring, and Luger hits the torture rack, but the ref tells him to get back in the ring, but he doesn't. He just hits the torture rack on the outside. So both guys get counted out, and 12:56, and are eliminated from the tournament. I rated the match 2.5 stars. They show clips and screenshots of World War III. Then they have the first nWo entrance with Bischoff as a part on Nitro. Bischoff joined Nitro joined the nWo on Nitro last week, but this is his first entrance, where he comes out and, he does the whole kind of stuff and points to people, bowing to them. I love you, that kind of crap. It's the first time he does that. Nash and Hall, the Outsiders, are there. They're the champs. They took on the Amazing Canadians and Faces of Fear at World War III. Bischoff explains why he's in the nWo. He gives WCW wrestlers 30 days to turn in their WCW contracts into nWo contracts. All of a sudden, the American males come to ringside, Bagwell and Riggs. Bagwell says he's joining the nWo. Riggs says, what the hell? So they all attack Riggs. So there is no more American males because Bagwell has joined the New World Order and Riggs is attacked. DDP takes on the Disco Inferno. Self High Five versus a guy that's never going to be in the nWo, it seems like, in Disco Inferno. He's a disco dancing fool. Now here's a guy who's not joining the NWO, DDP. DDP beats Disco with a diamond cutter at 224 or 214 out of nowhere. Bang. Mean Gene says, Nash is your friend, Hall is your friend, Nash is your old partner, Hall is your old friend, and Bischoff is your neighbor. Don't tell me you're not in the NWO. And DDP says, he says he's not, but Mean Gene says, well, we still don't have a real answer. But they wanted to leave suspense in the air if DDP would join the NWO, even though he kept saying no. He just didn't directly say, no, I promise I'm not. He just kind of said, look, I'm on my own. It wasn't a direct answer, so they want to leave that suspense in the air for a future Outsiders DDP segment that they have planned. Lord Steven Regal defends his TV title against Mexican wrestler Tony Pina. He wins with the Regal stretch at 305. I rated it 2 stars. It was a pretty good match. Rick Steiner cuts a promo, a WCW promo, and one on Sting. Eddie Guerrero takes on Conan for the U.S. title. Some great moves in this one. It didn't get a lot of time, just 5:23. Conan had a chance to put him away a few times, but Eddie Guerrero ended up reversing a cradle and got the best of Conan after an inside cradle. After Conan refused to put Guerrero away, he kept picking his shoulders off the mat for more punishment, but Eddie wins. I rated it 2 stars and a quarter. Big Bubba Rogers with Jimmy Hart taking on Rick Steiner. Big power man match here. All of a sudden, Sting comes to the ring as Big Bubba Rogers worked on Rick Steiner. And Steiner, during his entrance, said, Sting, where are you? I can't believe you. Sting comes in and Scorpion Death drops him, and the fans go wild with his coat and his white face paint. And he comes in and he just drops Scorpion Death drop. So Big Bubba Rogers wins at 317. I rated the match a half a star. Rey Mysterio Jr. takes on Psychosis. Last night at World War III, Dragon defeated Rey. This time he takes on Psychosis. Ultimo Dragon with Sonny Ono watched from the stage area. Rey with a snapmare armbar. Psychosis flips out of an armbar into a wrist lock. Rey kicked up. Psychosis torqued the arm as the Dragon watched from the staging area, as I said, with all his titles. Rey flips back in the ring 619 style, then off the ropes and is elevated by a dark purple 6 with yellow trim Psychosis. Psychosis elevates Rey to the floor. Mysterio slammed to the mat by Psychosis, who comes off with a guillotine leg drop. Psychosis sets Rey up on the top turnbuckle with kidney shots. Psychosis looks for a razor's edge from the top turnbuckle but gets a Hurricane Rana instead. Rey Mysterio wins at 220. For a 142nd match, it was good. I rated it 2 stars. Benoit with black eyes and women talking about Sullivan and not wanting to go out as a coward. Well, if that's not prophetic, Benoit with black eyes and hearing women talk and Benoit talk about Sullivan and going out as a coward. I wonder what that makes people think of. I don't know. I'm just wondering. It's hard not to, and it's like you don't want to bring that situation up, but like when it's. Some of the stuff looking back at it, it's brutal to watch. They show clips of the contract signing at World War III between Piper and Hogan. Hogan exposed Piper's fake hip. Jeff Jarrett versus Alex Wright. Jarrett's 5-0, and he's 6-0 after a figure 4 leg lock at 219. Harlem Heat with Sister Sherry taking on the Faces of Fear. The Barbarian and Meng come out, 2 of the more impressive teams out there. Booker T and Stevie Ray double tame Meng, while the Barbarian battles with Stevie Ray on the outside, Booker T on the inside. A scissors kick, but then all of a sudden the New World Order run from the back, and it's the Outsiders with Six, Vincent, and the newest member of the NWO, Buff Bagwell. They come and run in and tear the match apart. I rated the match a star and a quarter. That does it for the match portion of the show. After the match, the NWO come out and attack both Harlem Heat and Faces of Fear. Bagwell in his NWO shirt for the first time takes it to him. 6. They spray painted Piper the night before at World War III. NWO on his fake hip, by the way. But they don't spray paint the opponents here, Harlem Heat and Faces of Fear. They just attack them and kick the shit out of them. And all the fans throw in their garbage and their papers. There's little NWO signed papers. They all throw them out, and food and drinks get thrown to the ring too, as the NWO dominate and take over as Nitro ends. That's how Nitro ends most of the time, but yeah. I rated this show a 6 out of 10. It had some good wrestling, some good intrigue. The good NWO promo earlier in the night with Bischoff explaining his actions at least. Again, Nitro won 3.1 to 2.1 in the ratings. So overall, an average to above average episode here as we roll on to Starrcade 96. So I'll see you next time for the Nitro reviews. Hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying the Monday Night Wars. I'm Brett Mix, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm out.